Hello everybody, welcome to Monarch. My name is Sam. If I asked you how you were doing today, I hope that you'd say that you were feeling great. In today's video, I want to talk a bit about mental health and the methods you can take to help manage it while you're at university. So let's get into it. So firstly, I want to talk about different activities. So there's three types of activities. There's routine activities, necessary activities, and pleasure activities. And what they are, so routine activities are your basic self-care and life maintenance activities like eating, sleeping, showering, etc. You get that. And then there's also necessary activities, which is things that you have to do, which is like, as a student, going to your classes, doing your assignments, paying your rent, that sort of stuff. And then the third one is pleasure activities. This is literally anything that you enjoy doing. So that's reading, watching movies, playing video games, etc. I bring this up because people focus too heavily on the necessary and the routine activities and don't spend enough time thinking about pleasure activities. It's important that you still prioritize the routine and necessary, but you should never skip the pleasure activities if that's actually what's bringing the happy hormones like serotonin and dopamine to your brain. So don't skip the pleasure activities, I guess. Environment. So a tidy room leads to a tidy mind. Tidying and cleaning your room, and then actually trying to keep it tidy, of course, can help reduce stress from your life, as well as removing the distractions when you're trying to write up your assignments, which is something we spoke about a bit before in one of my other videos. Let some light into your room, preferably natural, but I guess just turning your lights on helps as well. But and try to incorporate some more colour into your decorations, especially green, with plants, which can be real or fake, it doesn't really matter. But the colour green makes our brains feel calm, optimistic, and motivated, so definitely add some green in if you can. And studying at home. This point may not apply to everyone, but simply put, studying and working at home can damage your mental health greatly. At the risk of sounding overly dramatic, it causes your worlds to collide in a way. With your home, the place where you should be able to relax and take refuge from the work that you're doing, it now becomes the site of your work. So you have no, escape from the hardships of working, studying, whatever. So when you can, I'd recommend you go to the library or a coffee shop or some other study area when you want to work, rather than just sitting at your desk, which is going to obviously cause that world to collide, as I said. Another important point, sleep. Sleep isn't just about restoring your body's physical energy, it's also about supporting your mental energy. Tiredness causes your mood to deteriorate throughout the day, which can lead to many negative mood swings. So find out what amount of sleep works best for you and try to get that every night. The more your body becomes adjusted to a particular sleep schedule, the better it's going to make you feel well rested throughout the day. Movement. Our bodies need movement and exercise regularly. It's not just about wanting to lose weight and look slimmer. Movement and exercise releases serotonin into the brain, which helps to combat depression, anxiety, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and other mental health problems. When I tell you to move and exercise, it doesn't mean you have to join a gym and run on a treadmill for 5 hours a day or something. It can just be a light jog down the road, or a longer walk than usual. So don't just walk to campus and then after your lecture go for a stroll somewhere. It doesn't really matter where, just do it. You don't need to overexert yourself to gain the serotonin boost, but what you do need to do is make sure you're not just staying in bed all day when you could be going for a walk out through the countryside or something. Social life. So gaining a social life at university should be easy, in theory. As we discussed in last week's video, there's countless societies out there that you can join that will help you find a new group of friends and talk to people that are interested in the same things as you. I know it seems stressful and anxiety inducing in the short term, going over to strangers, starting a conversation, but in the long run, the benefits of having that social group later will far outweigh the cons of having to get there in the first place. And lastly, I want to talk about staff support. So at this point, it's important to point out that as a university student, you actually have a lot of different mental health resources at your disposal, such as the Students' Union and the Student Wellbeing Teams. I mean, there's probably many more at every university. It's going to be different. But the Student Union and the Student Wellbeing Teams are going to be there at almost every single one. And they'll be happy to talk to you no matter what, but especially if your mental health is getting bad. So make sure that if you need them, you can go talk to them. And with that, that's kind of the end of the video. So thank you for watching this week's video. For part of this video, I used Daniel Howe's book, You Will Get Through This Night, so to supply more information from a more qualified perspective. I'll leave a link to his book in the description if any of you want to have a look at it and maybe pick up a copy. I'd also like to say that if you need immediate mental health support, I will have support hotlines listed at the end of this video, and they can also be found in the description below. And lastly, I'd like to thank my housemate Ella for giving me the idea for this video. And with that, I hope to see you again in next week's video, and until then, remember to stay educated.